Hello and welcome to the India Voice Fest podcast. मैं हूं दर्पण. I'm the founder and curator of India's biggest voiceover and dubbing industry conference and awards event, India Voice Fest. आज इस podcast में मेरे साथ हैं someone who is a dear friend, a seasoned voice industry professional, someone who wears multiple hats, not literally, I meant figuratively, someone who was a very popular child actor, went on to become a very popular young film and television star. Today, he heads a very, very important and a growing media and localization company. I have with me my dear friend, Sumeet Pathak from Gulmohar Media. Welcome, Sumeet, to the India Voice Fest podcast.
Thank you so much, Darpan. And it's a pleasure always to join you.
Absolutely, likewise. Sumeet, you've been a part of India Voice Fest for the last many years now. Gulmohar Media, yourself, Shweta, all of you have been very, very supportive of what we do at India Voice Fest. Tell me, what made you join the force at India Voice Fest?
To tell you frankly, for me, first time I saw, I've told you this repeatedly, पहली बार मैंने देखा कि हमारी कम्युनिटी के सब लोग एक साथ एक मंच पे खुश हैं. So I said, this is a nice place to be. So
I remember that distinctly. मुझे साल याद नहीं है पर मुझे याद है. You in fact went on record,
yes,
on video. You said कि यार सब लोग खुश दिख रहे हैं.
And नहीं, ये तो मतलब this is something to tell about, but your effort and the recognition that you're getting to the industry, to the voice artist, is beyond anything else, and that we were more than willing to be a part of this.
No, and you have been more than supportive, and ये मैं अकेला नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I think you are as much a part of the entire process of the movement called India Voice Fest.
Of course.
What do you think India Voice Fest, what according to you, of the many things that I would like to believe India Voice Fest achieves, आपके हिसाब से ऐसी क्या चीज़ है India Voice Fest के बारे में जिसके लिए आप ऑन कैमरा लोगों से कहोगे कि प्लीज be a part of India Voice Fest, attend India Voice Fest?
As an artist मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि मेरे लिए recognition और मेरे craft की appreciation जो है, I think that's most important, जो हमारे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा lack हो रही थी. एंड अपने लोगों की अपनी कम्युनिटी में आना और वहाँ से अपने लोगों से ये अप्रिसिएशन पाना, आई थिंक दैट वाज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट फॉर मी एंड बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस कम्युनिटी. सो आई थिंक एवरीबडी शुड कम, हुएवर इज interested in voicing should be a part of it.
Absolutely. You heard it from Sumeet Pathak from Gulmohar Media. India Voice Fest 2025 is happening on the 13th and 14th of December in Mumbai at the Bal Gandharv Rang Mandir in Bandra West. 2 दिन का ये ब्लॉकबस्टर है और आपको यहाँ आना है और आने के लिए आपको टिकट indiavoicefest.com से लेने हैं. और इन 2 दिनों में the entire Indian voice acting industry will get together under one roof. और जैसा कि सुमित ने कहा, आपको सब लोग खुश दिखेंगे. So this event is a combination of a conference, a networking event, a party, gala dinner, red carpet, awards, felicitations, master classes, पैनल डिस्कशंस. इंडस्ट्री के दिग्गज लोग इस इवेंट में आते हैं और अगर आप दिग्गज नहीं हैं, आप एक नौसिखिया हैं, तो भी आपको आना चाहिए क्योंकि देयर इज सो मच टू लर्न, collaborate, network. The entire vibe of India Voice Fest is like a festival. No wonder many of us call it India's biggest voice industry festival. Sumeet Pathak from Gulmohar Media will also be there. Continuing, Sumeet, why don't you take us through the journey of growth of Gulmohar Media?
As you know, Gulmohar Media started with me and Shweta. Shweta is my partner in Gulmohar Media, partner in life. And also, I would say, my guiding star, my philosopher. So when we started Gulmohar Media, Shweta was almost a veteran with most of the channels. So she had a great background of content. And me being behind the mic and behind the camera. So I knew the on-ground activities, how it's supposed to be. So it made a very good combination for us. And while we started Gulmohar, Shweta gave us this philosophy that content is the king and the end user is the god. And I think that's the philosophy that we followed till now. And that's how we started it. So, as you know, that Gulmohar Media is not only a localization company, we are a complete post-production studio. A major part of it definitely is language localization. So we are into edits, we are into DI and post-production and promos and subtitling, accessibility services now. We are now very much doing sign languages, which is the next accessible service which is going to be launched. So
That's interesting. Sign language.
yeah. So as you know that audio descriptions
yeah, of course.
is for people with
Visual-
hearing
visual
aid,
impairment,
aids,
yeah.
and for people who have hearing aid. So I think Jio Hotstar already did last time a complete IPL on with sign languages.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's taking inclusivity to
the
and
next
accessibility to the next level.
Yes. And now we've already started it. So almost audio descriptions now it's coming to be mandatory.
Correct.
But we started it almost 2.5 years back. And accessibility service, including sign language, is something unique to Gulmohar Media now, because when I went to MIP London or Cannes recently, so these were the gatherings that we got, that this is the next thing which is going to come up, and we've already ventured into it. We've done the samples, and I think very soon on one of our channels or OTT you'll be able to see one of it.
That's amazing. So Gulmohar Media has always been very forward thinking, even in terms of localization. And I get to know that you are now venturing into original IP. I think when you said content is king, now you want to be the kingdom by having your own content. Talk to us. No, but seriously, I think it's a fantastic play,
Right.
because in the times to come, your own IP or your own content will give you the kind of leverage that even as a localization company you cannot have. Talk to us about your plans for your own original IP.
There are two parts to being an IP owner. One is creation, and then one is getting it published and getting the IPs and everything. So when we were thinking about what next in our company, so then we said, now because of the new technology coming in and the new platforms coming in, now we have the opportunity. You don't need to be a Yashraj or somebody to have your own IP. Yeah. You sitting in your drawing room can have an IP. That technology has given us, it's made it enabled us. So
it's very democratized now.
yeah,
absolutely.
And a platform like YouTube is all there. I mean, you don't need anything else.
Correct.
So in fact, now all the OTTs and the channels are coming to YouTube.
That's true.
So I think the biggest thing that is going to be is YouTube. And apart from that, when we were thinking what next, we already are into post-production, language localization. So we do everything that a creation part requires. So then we said, now, why don't we, when the technology is enabling us, why don't we take the next step and create something which we can be proud of, saying that this is ours. अब तक ऐसा था कि हम किसी और के projects पे काम कर रहे थे. Now this is something which we will be doing. So there are 2 Indian anime that we are working on at the moment. So, and we've also partnered with almost 2 AI companies in Bangalore and in Germany. So this is the first step. It's a baby step, and then now we are also getting a lot of content from France and Germany. So these are going to be first Indian previews, but these will be Southeast Asia IPs will be with us, and the animes will be the original IPs which will launch under Gulmohar brand. So these are the few things that we are working on at this moment. And
oh, that's fantastic. So the future looks very exciting for Gulmohar Media.
Yes.
And when it comes to your presence in localization, why don't you take us through what kind of footprint do you have in terms of a national footprint? Because I know we've been associated as India Voice Fest. You've been, we've collaborated for the last few years, and your team and you have been extremely supportive. And we've also taken advantage of the national presence that Gulmohar Media has in terms of the Voice Talent Hunt, which is an important part of India Voice Fest to encourage and to showcase new talent. And Gulmohar Media has helped us even in that. Last year, Gulmohar Media was our sole partner, collaborator for the Voice Talent Hunt. And Gulmohar Media gave assured projects to all the winners across multiple languages for all the Voice Talent Hunt winners of last year. This year as well, Gulmohar Media continues to be a very important partner for the India Voice Fest Voice Talent Hunt. So tell us, Sumeet, Talk to us about about the Indian national footprint.
So Darpan, we have studios in almost 6 cities in Mumbai, in India right now, and we are catering to all the Southern and Marathi and Bangla languages, apart from the other languages in India. So these are purely for language localization. Our post production is completely based out of Mumbai. So we have got studios in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kochi, West Bengal, and Mumbai, of course. So yeah, so these are the studios, and there are about 20 to 25 people in each studio. So it's a big team who's associated with us for almost 10 years now. So it's a good thing.
That's amazing because companies like Sound and Vision Studios, Gulmohar Media, Audio Magic, and a few others, they have really taken the next step in terms of becoming future ready.
That's true.
In terms of scaling, in terms of expanding. And Gulmohar Media is a very interesting case because, you who's running, who's heading the company, you and along with Shweta, you have a very, very interesting media background. I think many of us who are watching Sumeet right now on the screen will associate him not with localization, but with him being a movie star or a TV star or a child star. क्योंकि चेहरा तो अभी तक बदला नहीं है. If you remember Bazigar of Shah Rukh Khan, well, Sumeet played the young Shah Rukh Khan. Does Shah Rukh know about this?
Yes, of course.
Obviously. In fact, Sumeet was also nominated for the Filmfare Award as a child actor. Not many in our industry can claim to be nominated, forget Filmfare Award, for any award for that matter.
नहीं, but that's exactly the point. I mean, जो recognition के लिए पूरी industry या हर कलाकार एक उसके पीछे भूखा है. I think that's something that India Voice Fest is giving all of us, and I think we should really encourage India Voice Fest and be a part of it.
Absolutely. Sumeet and Gulmohar Media are doing more than their bit. They are industry leaders. They are supporting us as our collaborators. But you who is watching this podcast, this video, if you are watching this before the 13th and 14th of December 2025, क्योंकि ये तो वीडियो पॉडकास्ट है तो ये YouTube पे रहेगा हमेशा, पर अगर आप इसको दिसंबर 2025 से पहले देख रहे हैं तो प्लीज go out there and click on indiavoicefest.com and get a ticket to India's biggest voice industry festival. Trust me, the vibe is absolutely magical there. Every year, more than 500 to 700 people get together under one roof to celebrate the incredible craft and business of voice acting. And like Sumeet rightly said, कि यार फिल्मों में, टेलीविजन में, एडवर्टाइजिंग में, हर जगह बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म हैं जो आपकी कला को रिकॉग्नाइज करते हैं.
That's true.
But when it comes to voice acting, dubbing, voiceovers, I think we've never had a platform. And today I'm extremely proud that India Voice Fest, even today, is India's first and only and the most credible. I use the word credible because the awards are a very, very integrity-filled, awards program where process and integrity are paramount. And ये वो awards नहीं है जहाँ पर if you show up आपको award मिल जाएगा. These are competitive merit-based awards जहाँ पर हर साल हमें अलग-अलग भाषाओं से 500 से 700 entries आती हैं और हमारी एक 16 से 18 लोगों की jury है, which is all seasoned veterans from different parts of the media industry who go through each and every entry, each and every nomination and give their marks, and the entries with the highest marks, they win the award. So this year also we are supremely excited. More than 40 such awards will be presented at India Voice Fest 2025. Since we're talking about Gulmohar Media, and since this podcast and this conversation is all about Gulmohar Media, why don't you, and India Voice Fest, why don't you tell us about, let's say, the most prestigious localization project that Gulmohar Media has executed till now? I know there will always be something bigger in the future, but till now.
So there have been many, but something that I have been really proud of is it's called Wild Robot. It's by DreamWorks. So it's one of the biggest animations which is there, and it's an Oscar-nominated animation, and especially when it's DreamWorks.
Yeah, of
so
course.
You're working on a project which is from DreamWorks. It's a dream come true for us, everyone.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm really proud of. And in India, though, definitely, I mean, right now my team is in IFFI, Goa, and they're telling me from there कि सर इसमें 10 तो प्रोजेक्ट हैं अपने जिसमें हमने काम किया है, कुछ ना कुछ किया है, कहीं सबटाइटल, कहीं वॉइस ओवर, कहीं पे DI, कहीं पे, so almost 10 of our films are nominated in IFFI this year. So it's a great feeling.
That's amazing. So Gulmohar is doing such great work. If I ask you, what is the secret behind excellence for Gulmohar Media, what would you say?
I think it's the team effort that I should say. And for example, now everybody who's associated with us is there for almost 10 to 12 years. And when right now, so definitely I don't have the time to sit and watch every project, but the team has been grown up with us while we were in the studio. They've seen me and Shweta do whatever is best for every project, and I think that's been inculcated into our team, and that is what is going ahead. So every project is taken up very seriously, very dearly, and we try to give our best in every project, and I think that's what.
I think that's a very important point, Sumeet, because I've always believed that leadership flows from top to bottom.
Right.
And your team learns by example.
That's
and if you lead by example, your team only becomes a good version of you.
That's true.
So I think that's absolutely perfect. Sumit, you've been a part of the voice industry, the dubbing, the localization industry for such a long time. You've been literally, you are an absolute veteran in terms of the number of years
That's
and in terms of the kind of work that you've done or achieved or Gulmohar Media has done. If I ask you, what major change do you see in the dubbing and the localization industry from then to now, from let's say 10, 15 years back to today? What excites you? What disappoints you?
To begin with, जब हमने शुरू किया था तो there were hardly few people who knew what dubbing is all about, because we were actors, so we were trained कि हमें अपने dubbing करनी पड़ती थी. So वहाँ से शुरुआत हुई, and then when dubbing industry started, so most of us were actors who were basically voicing artists also. So उस टाइम तो ये होता था कि कहीं पे कोई ट्रेनिंग नहीं, मतलब लीला जी ने अगर आज कुछ सिखा दिया तो वो आपको याद रखना है कि अगली बार आपको ऐसे करना है. ब्रिज जी ने कुछ बोल दिया, अरे नुक्ता यहाँ नहीं यहाँ लगेगा, तो वो आपको याद रखना है. और अच्छी बात ये थी कि हम इन लोगों से सीख रहे थे. मतलब आज आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस आर एबल टू गो एंड सिट विद आर्टिस्ट हियर एंड टेल देम कि इसको ऐसे करते हैं या ऐसे करते हैं. बट एट द सेम टाइम देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ आर डबिंग आर्टिस्ट एंड पीपल हु आर फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री हु आर डूइंग मेनी classes and platforms are there where people can learn. So हमारे टाइम पे ये था कि हमें गुरुओं से सीखना पड़ता था. आज गुरु आपको सिखा रहे हैं. So that's the best part here. हमारे टाइम पे ये था कि हम as a community इतना हम एक दूसरे को भी नहीं जानते थे, because hardly any projects होते थे. आज the dubbing artist now I would say is in a very good position, because just to tell you, a few years back there were hardly 10 to 15 series which were being dubbed in a year. And now every production house is doing that much work in a month. So the amount of work that has come for the artists is huge. I mean, for the entire community. But at the same time, we think the quality of people, because there's such a huge influx so suddenly. So I think the training part is missing. And unfortunately, nobody has the time in the industry today to sit and train you. So platforms like India Voice Fest, masterclasses, and all these are definitely a must attend for everybody, because that's your learning ground.
Absolutely. I think you've summed this up so beautifully that over the last, then and now, opportunity has increased.
Definitely.
But so has competition.
That's true.
Work has increased, but so has there been a major lack of luxury of time.
That's true.
So today, if someone is wanting to be a part of the industry, do not expect anyone to give you time. You need to invest that time yourself in training. Something that I've always said, यार इस काम को आप पहले इसको कला के तौर पे सीखो.
Definitely.
I think people are today, because it's such a buzzword, becoming a voiceover artist or a dubbing artist, it's become the new cool thing. Not realizing कि अगर इतना ही आसान काम होता तो हर कोई कर रहा होता.
Definitely.
So I think what I'm sure Sumeet will agree with this, invest your time and resources in learning the craft before wanting to make it a profession.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. And today, तो definitely you have to be, I mean, ahead of someone else because there are so many talented people out there.
Absolutely.
जब तक आपके craft पे आपकी पकड़ नहीं होगी, I think it's very difficult to then even, in spite of so much of work being there, to cut through that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gulmohar Media, I've always noticed, has once again, at the cost of repeating myself, we've always been forward thinking. You've invested a lot in technology. So tell us about, what are you really in terms of technology? What is it that you're looking at next at Gulmohar Media?
To tell you frankly, I think studios is something which is going to be very outdated very soon.
That's a very radical statement, but someone had to say it. So thank you, Sumeet, for saying it.
So I would suggest that nobody should invest in a studio at this point of time because the technology, I mean, I will tell you in terms of the edits right now. So you don't need any studio right now to do a complete post-production. My entire thing is now shifting to cloud. So all the softwares are cloud-based, all the content is cloud-based, and I can be sitting here and editing a final film. So with DI, with music, with everything. So studios have gone there. As far as sound studios are concerned, they're still there for a few years, I think, because the technology is coming in such a way कि आप गाड़ी में चलते चलते भी रिकॉर्ड करोगे तो सारी कुछ आपकी वॉइस क्लीन होके ही डब होगी. So how much of these studios are being relevant is something that we all as a community need to think about. But this is the best part. The technology is giving us कि आप कहीं से भी काम करो, कैसे भी काम करो. And I think that's something that we should take leverage of.
Yeah, it's important to take leverage of that rather than be scared of that. Sumeet, you've also been known to to be involved actively with the elephant in the room, which is AI. So regarding new guidelines for AI, what are your views about what shape the industry will take with AI becoming an absolutely necessary evil, if I may say so?
More than an evil, I think it's something which we all will, I mean, it will attract all of us, irrespective of in which field we are and how we are treating it. कल को आपको आज आपको ये पॉसिबिलिटी है कि आप आपके वॉइस के साथ एक नया कैरेक्टर डेवलप करके आप उसके साथ कुछ कर सकते हो. सो एज एन वॉइस आर्टिस्ट आई डोंट थिंक सो वी शुड बी scared of, but then we need to be creative and think what I can do with it. Definitely it's a disruption in the voice artist segment. As far as creators are concerned, we are definitely going to take advantage of it. But how does a voice artist take advantage of it? For example, now sitting here, I'm doing work for European languages. I don't know any of the languages, but AI is enabling me to do that. Now similarly, very soon somebody in India, we are still not doing AI dubs here, but somebody in America can do a AI Hindi dub there, and we will not be able to stop it. So at the same time, unke laws बहुत अच्छे हैं.
Correct. I was coming to that regulatory compliance is going to be very important.
Very important.
Where we lack big time right now.
Right. So at the same time, the voiceover artists in the West, who are the cream, you could say, have also realized that there's no option.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have to either be a part of the AI revolution or you'll be left out.
I'll be left out.
So what interesting facts that I have gathered is in my recent visit to Cannes, I met a few AI companies, and there they have a list of the cream voices, and they said they are all available on our platform.
Yeah.
And now maybe I can use the best of the voice in America for my Hindi dubs here, and he'll be paid for it. So that is the point that we need to figure out.
So I think as a voice artist, if I give you my perspective, because you brought out a very important point, Sumeet, I'm happy to adapt to AI,
right,
as long as AI works with me with my consent.
Right.
So like the example you gave, so if the voice artist is going to be fairly compensated with residual licensing or royalty for every time his or her voice is being used, then I have no reason to not want to collaborate with AI. I think this is where in India the regulatory compliances are quite weak right now. We do not have any regulation.
We don't have any regulations.
Nothing. Today someone might clone my voice and use it without my consent. I guess that's why every day we read about many of these celebrities approaching the
Courts.
to protect their personality rights.
That's true.
So I think that is going to be a very important issue. And even as a company now getting into AI, I'm sure that will be. And you are in a very unique position, Sumeet. You are getting into content, original content, AI-based content, but you are also बोलते ना कि एक पाँव अभी भी आपका localization में है, and at heart you are an artist.
That is
so.
true.
I would like to believe that you will always look at it from the side of what is right for the performing artist.
That is true. But at the same time, as a production house or as a community, we can do only a bit. The ultimate goal is the government has to come in. The rules have to be there.
Rules have to be there.
Otherwise, it's I mean, आपकी वॉइस को थोड़ा भी क्लोन करके कोई बोलेगा कि ये मैंने तो नई वॉइस बनाई.
Correct.
बट वो प्रूव करना कि ये मेरी वॉइस है जिसको आपने क्लोन किया, एंड नाउ यू विल हैव टू कंपनसेट मी. अदरवाइज योर प्रोजेक्ट कैन गो ऑन अ स्टे.
Correct.
So that right has to come to the artist.
And that can only be done by the government, by the judicial system.
That's true.
And that's where that looks like a long way for us.
Definitely.
As of now. So,
but at the same time, I would suggest and request all our artists to be more humble at this point of time in life, and to accept all the work with more dignity and do it with more sincerity, because AI is doing that job in half the time. And right now, time is something that is most important. If I'm manually dubbing something and I'm dependent on an artist for a 30 episode series, it's easily 6 months. But with AI, I can put 4 machines and get it out in 15 days. So here is the difference where the artists need to cooperate with the industry, saying that, okay, I'm more than willing to put in more hours to complete the project on time, to do everything that is possible, where AI is not having a edge against me.
Yeah.
So as a community also, we need to realize what our drawbacks are.
yeah, I think that's a very valid point. Basically, we need to level up.
That's true.
We need to upskill.
Right.
We need to become more creative, and we need to adapt to this new reality, to this new world of which artificial intelligence is going to be an integral part of. So yeah, I guess what you're saying might not be the best thing to hear for an artist, but let's face it, that is the new reality. So guys, these are the kind of conversations which are also a part of India Voice Fest.
Yes.
And if you are looking at enjoying stuff like this and being a part of such conversations and such sessions, please join India Voice Fest in person. It's happening on the 13th and 14th of December 2025. And Sumeet and myself, we will be there. So if you're looking at meeting Sumeet Pathak of Gulmohar Media, please attend India Voice Fest. Sumeet, it has been an absolutely lovely conversation. Thank you so much for your time. And we're all looking forward to see you at India Voice Fest 2025.
Same here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And see you next time. Bye-bye.